Okay, if you're ready, Sir Ruel, your time starts now. Begin.
It's a blessed day to all of us at maraming salamat po sa mga nanonood po ngayon at sa mga manunod pa. And thank God for this great opportunity to be here with us as we're going to discuss the reasons why the Christian God exists. Before anything else, gusto kong ipinpoint sa ating lahat na lahat naman tayo ay mayroong mga katanungan, may mga questions, may mga objections na masasabi natin na may tatanong natin. Ano ba talaga yung the best na nag-explain sa reality? Although, yung what best explains reality, meron kalahati doon. Pero, ang focus ko kasi dito, does the Christian God exist? So, meron po akong mga points to ponder na gusto kong i-present. Unahin natin, evidence for the existence of the Christian God. Yan yung point 1 na mamaya ipapresent ko later. At yung pangalawa, dahil ang position ng ating kaibigan dito na si Mr. Sensei Ilo ay isang atheist, particularly New Age mystic atheist, so to speak, titingnan po natin kung ano yung kanyang position dyan. Pero hindi yan ang i-discuss ko doon. Mag-focus muna ako sa evidence for the existence of the Christian God. Nang sa ganun po ay ma-pinpoint po natin kung ito ba talaga ay, ito bang Diyos na ito ay nag-exist? So, let's start for this one. Actually, I have 2 to 3 points na pwede ko pong i-considera. Point 1 ay may kinalaman doon sa isa sa mga arguments na pinapresenta as an evidence for the existence of God, which is cosmological argument. And yung point 2, or kung may dagdag na another point ba, tutungo din tayo sa historicity of the gospel accounts, especially on the issue concerning to the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So ngayon, sisimulan po natin dito sa evidence na ito. 2 arguments to ponder. Point 1, argument for the beginning of the universe, which is the cosmological argument. It is a classic argument for the existence of God that is grounded in the observation and of the universe's existence and causation. Ngayon, ipresenta po natin, what do we mean by that? Okay? So, titingnan po natin doon. Meron akong dalawang ipapresenta dito, which is, the first one was what was called the Kalam cosmological argument, kung saan pinapresenta, premise 1, everything that begins to exist has a cause. Premise 2, the universe began to exist. Therefore, the universe has a cause. Siyempre, titingnan po natin din yung Thomistic, which is premise 1, contingent beings exist, beings that could either exist or not exist. Premise 2, contingent beings require a cause or explanation for their existence. Therefore, there must be a necessary being, one that must exist and cannot not exist. That explains the existence of contingent beings. So kung titingnan natin, the cause of the universe must be timeless, spaceless, immaterial, immensely powerful, and personal. Paano ito nag-attribute kagad-agad kay God, kumbaga? Pero mamaya ko i-discuss yung tungkol dyan. Kung titingnan natin po yung characteristics ng cause ng universe, kung titingnan natin for example yung mga evidence, so to speak, na nagpapatunay sa tinatawag nating, ano yung tawag nun? Yung beginning of the universe, doon pa lamang sa tinatawag na Big Bang, doon pa lang ay makikita po natin yung iba pang mga evidence na matatawag dyan. How did we know that? Unahin natin yung tungkol dito sa point na sinasabi dito, no? Unahin na natin yung second law of thermodynamics, na kung saan sinasabi, the universe is running out of usable energy. This principle is relatively simple to understand, kahit sino naman eh. Bukod dito, yung issue ng universe na nag-e-expand. The universe is expanding as it would if it were the result of a gigantic explosion that happened at the beginning of the universe. That is, the universe is expanding from a point of beginning. Kumbaga, meron po tayong mga matatawag na mga scientific data, astronomical data, na siyang nagpapatunay doon. So, concerning to that matter, especially yung theory of general relativity ni Einstein. Actually, itong si Einstein nakasupport siya sa sinasabi na ang universe daw ay eternal. Kaso sa unti-unting pag-analisa, pag-re-examine ng mga evidence na matatawag like tungkol sa cosmic radiation background, second law of thermodynamics, pag-expand ng universe. Kahit si Stephen Hawking, sinasabi niya, inaamin niya na almost everyone, lahat daw, ay kinukonsidera nila yung katotohanan na may simula ang universe. It's true na masasabi na, okay, hindi naman yung cosmological argument na ganyan, hindi naman nangangahulugan na agad-agad may Diyos. Okay, fine. Pero ibig bang sabihin, wala na tong connection sa Christianity, wala na tong connection sa the God of the Bible, so to speak. Kung titignan lang naman po natin yung data, nabanggit ko na po ito kanina. Ano yung kung meron palang simulang universe, ibig sabihin pala may nagsisimulan, mayroong lumikha, merong nagpasimula. So ano yung mga characteristics ng cause of the universe na yan? He must be uncaused to avoid an infinite regress of causes. This cause must itself be uncaused. Second, timeless. Since time began with the universe, the cause must be outside of time. Immaterial. The cause must be beyond the physical universe, implying it is non-material. Point 4. Powerful. To create the universe, this cause must have immense power. And lastly, personal. The decision to create is often seen as a choice, suggesting a personal agent. So, anong connection ngayon sa Christian concept of God? Diyan na po tayo papasok sa Biblia, so to speak. Doon pa lang, sa Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Psalm chapter 90, verse 2, na sinasabi na, mula sa panahong walang hanggan hanggang sa panahong walang hanggan, ikaw ay Diyos. Sabi ni sa John 4:24, God is a spirit, and those who worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. So doon pa lang sa mga examples sa mga Bible passages na nabanggit ko kanina, it pointed out na yung connection nito sa Christian concept of God ay mga sumusunod. Siya ay uncaused, siya ay timeless and immaterial, siya ay powerful, siya ay personal. So Christianity posits God as the eternal self-existent being who is not caused by anything else. Bukod dyan, the Bible describes God as existing outside of time and space, consistent with the idea of a timeless immaterial being. He must be powerful, or what we say all-powerful, since Christianity holds that God is omnipotent, having the power to create the universe. And lastly, He must be personal. God is portrayed as a personal being who interacts with creation and humanity. So, ano nga yung connection ng cosmological argument na nabanggit natin sa mismong Christian faith? Point 1, identity the cause with God. Kaya, paano to? It explains that the attributes of the first cause, the first uncaused cause, a spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, moral, personal, and intelligent being align closely with the theistic understanding of God, particularly the God of the Bible. Na-emphasize na yan, nabanggit ko na kanina ng Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 yan. Yung point 2, yun ang nabanggit ko kanina, linked to the Bible's historicity, so to speak. It emphasized that the God described by the cosmological argument ay consistent sa Diyos na nakasulat sa Scripture. I'm talking about the Bible. And lastly, i-highlight ko po yung role ng resurrection diyan, na yung muling pagkabuhay ng Panginoong Jesus ay foundational event sa Christianity. Na siyang nagbabalidate kung sino talaga si Kristo. If Jesus was resurrected, if God exists, then game over. Christianity is true. It is a piece of evidence that God is active in history and that Jesus' teaching, including those about God's nature and creation, are trustworthy. So to point out this way, mga kapatid, mga kaibigan, bukod ba dito sa historicity nito, ng Bible at ng resurrection mismo ng ating Panginoong Jesus, babanggitin ko na po dahil mabilis lamang po yung time natin. Okay? Bukod pa dito doon sa mga nabanggit concerning to the historical data, meron po tayong mga matatawag po natin na mga, let me revisit here, mga patunay na reliable ang mga manunulat ng New Testament, particularly gospel accounts, lalo na sa issue ng muling pagkabuhay ng ating Panginoong Jesus. Teka lang, paano natin nalaman yun? First point, doon pa lang sa empty tomb na lamang. Kasi babanggitin ko rin yung resurrection event no? Historical records and traditions agree that the tomb of Jesus was found empty. Point 2, post-resurrection appearances, multiple independent sources attest that Jesus appeared to various people after his death. Take note, there are many people, disipulo man ni Kristo o mismo mga masasabing mga skeptic po doon sa panahon na yon. Talagang sinasabi nila na they saw the risen Lord. Also, isama na yung transformation ng mga disipulo niya. The dramatic change in Jesus' followers who went from hiding in fear to boldly proclaiming his resurrection, even at the cost of their lives, suggests that genuinely believe they had encountered the risen Lord. Isasali na rito yung early creedal statement, like in 1 Corinthians 15:3-8, na kahit yung mga biblical scholars po dyan, they recognize na napakaaga po niyan. Na-formulate nga yan, let's say mga 3 years or pinakabababa pa nga, 3 months pa nga after the time of Jesus' death and resurrection. So kung titingnan po talaga nating mabuti yung mga may kukonsidera nating mga katibayan dyan, makikita po natin na mayroon talagang connection ito sa the God of the Bible. At kung titignan natin talaga, doon pa lamang sa mga characteristics ng Diyos na nakasulat sa Biblia at yung mga scientific data na ating nakalap, makikita natin na yung actually marami po tayong maipipresenta dyan. Like for example na lang, hindi ko na rin nabanggit yung iba pa, pero babanggitin ko na rin. Many scholars argue that the New Testament documents, especially the gospel accounts, are reliable historical records. Take note, my friends, hindi ko po ina-assume agad-agad na inspired by God ang Bible. Ang aking point dyan, historical data. Kumbaga, tinatrato muna natin ang Biblia, particularly yung New Testament, especially for gospel accounts, as historical material, as historical data, so to speak. Bukod ba dito, they are based on eyewitness accounts and were written relatively soon after the events they describe. This proximity in time reduces the likelihood of myth or legend develop unchecked. So, ngayon, kung titingnan natin lahat-lahat ang mga data na yan, dito po natin makikita talaga na ang tinutukoy na God dyan ay may kinalaman sa God of the Bible. Bukod pa rito, bago ko matapos ito, gusto ko i-pinpoint lamang yung iba pang mga arguments na nagpapatunay na may Diyos. Pero, syempre, pinipinpoint natin talaga yung 2 points na sinasabi ko na kanina. Yung argument for the beginning of the universe at anong connection ito sa biblical data, which is yung historical event na nangyari, the resurrection of Jesus. So, kung titingnan po natin, anong connection nito? It is an affirmation of a finite universe na mismong nagpapatunay na mayroon talagang simulang universe. Pangalawa, cause of the universe. So take note, yung nabanggit kanina, everything that begin to exist has a cause. And since the universe began to exist, it must have a cause. Ang mga Kristiyano, ang inargue natin yan, sino yung uncaused first cause dyan? We are talking about God here. At consistent ito sa concept ng creator, na siyang lumikha ng lahat ng bagay. He created all things and sustains all things. And lastly, the fact that the universe has a beginning implies that it might also have a purpose or end, aligning with the Christian worldview that sees creation as part of God's purposeful plan. So, ano po matututunan po natin dyan, mga kapatid? Point 1, may simula talagang universe. At kung titingnan natin yung simula, supposedly may nagpasimula, may lumikha. And we have already recognized we are talking about God. Paano ito nagkaroon ng connection sa the God of the Bible? Especially in the person of Christ. Kaya papasok ang tinatawag na the resurrection of Jesus. So to end this up, kayo rin po makapag-decide dyan, mga kapatid. And I challenge every single person here in this room, whether you're a Christian or an atheist, to examine, or let me say, to re-examine the data that were presented. Thank you guys so much. Jesus is Lord.
Starts now. Begin.
Alright, so first and foremost, good day ulit. So na-present ko yung ilan sa mga arguments na nagpapatunay talaga na Christian God exists. I pointed out the fact that God exists through the argument for the beginning of the universe na sinimulan ko na kanina. Then ano yung connection nito sa Christian concept of God, and how did we know na ito po ay mapupunta doon sa historicity ng Bible, especially the resurrection. However, instead of presenting any good reasons why the Christian God doesn't exist, ang dami po niyang, for the sake of the argument kasi, ang dami niya pong mga nasabi na there are some, hindi ko naman pinipin yung ibang mga data dyan. At saka, I was just thinking, how come na pumasok po dito yung past discussion ko noon sa isa sa mga kaibigan nating atheist na si Mr. Vox Atheus. Yan ang gusto kong malaman mamaya sa kanyang rebuttal period dito. And concerning to that, yamang nabanggit lamang din niya yung tinutukoy na cyclical model na kung saan i-discuss ko lang ng konti maybe and anytime soon. Mamaya, meron akong tanong ukol dito. Okay? I have a question to this later. After niya i-present yung kanyang rebuttal period, if ever. Ngayon, meron ba siyang na-debunk talaga? Actually, I guess wala siya talagang na-debunk ni isa. Lalo sa aking mismong pinaka-presentation. Take note, concerning sa cosmological argument, na pinipinpoint ko kanina na space, time, and matter had a beginning. Ulitin ko, sino nagpasimula, ito ay mapupunta talaga sa mismong concept ng Diyos. At kung titingnan natin, especially yung sinasabi natin na cumulative case for Christianity, makikita po talaga natin that we are talking about the God of the Bible. Particularly, the God who was revealed in the Bible, so to speak. Naitanong yung tungkol sa in the beginning kanina. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Take note, my friends, although hindi man binanggit kung kailan nagsimula bili ka ng Diyos ang langit at lupa, so to speak, actually understandable na yun, especially kung titingnan natin Hebrew text niyan. So far, pinpoint niya yung tungkol sa mga so-called contradictions daw, yung sinasabi pa niya na historically wrong daw, like yung sa genealogy ni Cristo, yung tungkol kay Luke, yung sinulat niya, even though, in reality, dapat in-explain niya muna sana sa atin. Ano ba talagang sinasabi na contradictions? How did he know na contradictory yun? Kasi tingnan nyo, kung pipili lamang naman tayo ng mga Bible passages as if yan ang nagpapatunay sa ating case, did we ever read that based on its proper context? O baka naman nag-cherry pick lang tayo, mga kapatid. Also, he mentioned about yung tungkol doon sa Big Bang na may kumukontra or whatever. Wait lang. I'm thinking about Robert Jastrow who said that. Meron siyang nabanggit about dito na siyang babanggitin ko. Okay? Kasi take note, yung mga scientists at that time talagang nagsiyasat sila.
Okay, proceed po.
Okay. So, ngayon, ituloy ko lang yung aking napresenta. Scientists who grasped the implication of Hubble's discovery understood it as evidence that the universe is not eternal. These images also indicated that the universe came into being by means of an event resembling a massive explosion. Ngayon, yamang yung oras ko ay malapit na matapos, gusto ko i-pinpoint yung sinabi ni Robert Jastrow. Remember, agnostic siya. Sa kanyang libro na God and the Astronomer, sabi niya, now we can see how the astronomical evidence leads to a biblical view of the origin of the world. The chain of events leading to man commenced suddenly and sharply at a definite moment in time, in a flash of light and energy. And also, kung titingnan din, yung point na sinasabi niya, sa, let's say, ito, sabi ni Peter Stone din, ipipinpoint ko na yung ending nito. Sabi niya, year after year, advances were made in science which resulted in an improved agreement between Genesis and astronomy. Within the past generation, not a single instance is known where astronomy has agreed with Genesis and later changed its mind. So kung titingnan talaga natin talaga mabuti, we have good reasons to believe that the universe at the beginning, so sino nagpasimula? Wala iba kundi ang Diyos. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you so much for being part of this discussion. So gusto kong ipinpoint itong mga presentation na aking binanggit. Why I believe that God exists, I mean Christian God exists. Nagsimula po tayo sa cosmological argument. Na nabanggit na kanina, everything that begins to exist has a cause. And since the universe began to exist, the universe has a cause. Concerning to the one who is cause, nabanggit ko na kanina yung uncaused first cause. At ano yung nabanggit ko na characteristics ito? Uncaused, timeless, immaterial, powerful. At ito yung nabanggit ko na hindi yata napansin ng ating kaibigan, personal. The decision to create is often seen as a choice, suggesting a personal agent. So, ano yung connection diyan? This God must be spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, moral, personal, and intelligent being who created all things and sustains all things. So, paano ito nakokonekta sa the God of the Bible dito? Siyempre, nabanggit ko na kanina, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Yung sa Psalm 90 verse 2 na mula sa panahon walang hanggan hanggang sa panahon walang hanggan, siya ay Diyos. At bukod dito, nabanggit na rin yung tungkol sa resurrection ng ating Panginoong Jesus na siyang foundational event ng Christianity that validates the claims of Jesus, that it validates the fact that God exists, that Jesus had risen from the dead. What our friend here, Mr. Ilo, pointed out, he was not really proving to us that the Christian God does not exist. Paano? He went on and on to the first part na, how can we know that God exists if there's pain and suffering? Matanong ko lang, if atheism is true, paano mapapaliwanag yan? Yan ang gusto kong i-pinpoint, pero dahil wala na tayong time, hindi ko na i-discuss to sa ngayon. Also, bukod pa dyan, how can he come to that conclusion of fraud apologetic agad-agad kung doon pa lang sa mga points na kanyang sinabi, hindi naman po ito napupunta sa mismong pinaka-topic ko. Also, he went on and on to the so-called contradictions or whatsoever. Guys, listen. Kung magbubunot lamang tayo ng mga Bible passages na wala naman sa proper context like what our friend has done here, it is what we call poor hermeneutic. Tapos sasabihin ng iba na, hindi, papalusot lang kayo or whatever. Hindi po ganon. Kumbaga, you must have to read the Bible cover by cover, chapter by chapter, and verse sa mga passage na yan. Concerning doon, how can he claim na he said, I crucified the God of the Bible? So, ibig bang sabihin, somehow, parang naniniwala siya na parang may Diyos na parang tatalunin na lamang niya, so to speak. Sorry my friends, yung Diyos na tinutukoy niya na kanyang kinukrucify dyan ay buhay na buhay. Concerning to the resurrection of Jesus Christ, concerning to the empty tomb, how about dun sa sinabi ni Paul? Nasabi niya kanina, wala namang nabanggit na empty tomb. Absurdity po yung word for word, mga kapatid. Pero sa 1 Corinthians 15:3-4 may nabanggit, for what I received, I pass on to you. As of first importance, that Christ died for our sins according to the scriptures, that He was buried, that He was raised on the third day according to the scriptures. Talaga ba wala bang nabanggit kay konsepto si Apostle Paul? I have already read that. Also, nasabi niya na ito daw ay kopya daw sa mga gods and goddesses of some sort na mga dying and rising deities. Alam niyo po ba, based on the actual research, yung mga ganon ay naisulat lamang hundreds of years after that, the first century, nung time na si Kristo ay nabuhay noon. And lastly, hindi ko lang na-pinpoint yung sinasabi niya na baka mga Kristiyano ang nag-persecute or whatever. Guys, listen. Hindi po mga kapwa Kristiyano ang batayan. Si Kristo po ang batayan. Christianity is not about who I am or who they were, but it's all about Jesus himself. If Jesus had risen from the dead, then he's God, that he's the one who created the universe out of nothing. And lastly, I will ask every single person here in this room, if Christianity were true, would you become a Christian? Kayo po makapag-decide dyan.